Hi, welcome back. The amount of money that crypto is worth right now is 1.71 trillion. Right now, the market is down 0.6%, 43,800 or more for Bitcoin. Ethereum is worth more than a 2,300 right now. The market value of Tether is more than $90.5 billion. XRP is in fifth place, getting ready to go for that fourth spot, BNB. Be careful. Right now, we have 65 cents. We lost 4.2 points in the last 24 hours and gained 5.5 points over the next 7 days. Take a look at the price range that goes from 0.6503 to 0.6920. We can see that the ride was pretty crazy and unstable. Most of the time, it's within a cent or so. That's a pretty big range. XRP has been moving around all night. We are going to keep an eye on it. But look, until you've done it, and if you haven't already, the private equity deal is the best in the world. There's no doubt about it, and so are the lowest possible prices to go with it. You won't be able to find anything else about private equity. And for the best companies that are helping to build this space, I'm going to play a part of this that you won't like. Let's just get that. But we need to get ready for where we're going. I am Go.in to play this. This is Elizabeth Warren. Do not get angry. I understand it's Sunday. I'm also not happy about it. Today, Chairman, I'm going to talk about how crooks use our financial system to move money to fund terrorists, drug dealers, and countries that are on sanctions lists, such as North Korea, Iran, and Russia. The CEOs of the biggest banks in the U.S. are here as witnesses. They deal with this problem every day. As CEO of Bank of America, Mr. Moynihan, tell me about your job. So, I want to know if you have systems in place to find out if a terrorist group that wanted to attack the United States tried to move money through Bank of America accounts, report it to the police, and shut it down. Yes, Senator. Okay, Mr. Diamond. You run, J. P. Michael Morgan. What about you? If a terrorist group tried to use J. P. Have you set up ways to catch it, report it, and shut it down for Morgan accounts? We have a lot of systems in place, but none of them are 100% reliable. Sure, but you do. Put plans in place and work on this every day. Just to save time, I'd like to ask everyone to raise their hand if they have those plans in place. Good. Okay, so those who have their hands up are the ones who Elizabeth Warren works for, right? The people in the business world should be ready for these softball questions, right? Asking Jamie Dimon if they have plans in place to stop all sorts of bad people. That doesn't seem to work every time, though. He himself said that because J. P. Morgan was caught buying in U.S. Treasury bonds without a license. J. P. Morgan has been caught taking part in silver market manipulation. Oh, this whole thing is a trick. Also, I think we all know that the U.S. dollar is the most common thing used for illegal activities, doesn't it? Cryptocurrency is the new way for these terrorists to get around the Bank Secrecy Act. About $20 billion worth of illegal cryptocurrency transactions were used to pay for all kinds of dangerous North trades last year. Why do you think there are smugglers in bad countries? Crypto, like Bitcoin, has always been very bad to me. You said that criminals, drug dealers, people trying to stop money laundering, and people trying to avoid paying taxes are the only real people who would use it. That is a use case because it is somewhat anonymous, not fully, and you can send money instantly and it doesn't go through. As you said, all of these processes have been in place for a long time. Getting around penalties and OFAC is possible if you know your customer. It would be shut down if I were the government. Look at the angry look on Moynihan's face for Bank of America. God bless them. They got a patent with Ripple, you know? I believe the most important thing is to realize that how the financial world sees things like XRP and Bitcoin is very different, am I right? It's clear that there's a big difference. In fact, Kristalina Georgieva is going to lay it down because there is such a big difference. Watch this short video to learn more about how the market has been split into three parts. Listen to this. But we shouldn't jump to the conclusion that everything in the world of digital money is bad right away because, hey, Kristalina, please tell Elizabeth Warren this. There are three groups. The first is digital monies issued by central banks. They are backed by the government and make sure that deals are final. As you said, 90% of countries are looking into this world. Who was the first person to cross the finish line? There is a sand dollar in the Bahamas. Still, Nigeria has now joined the list of pilots, making it the biggest group of pilots ever. This woke me up and made me realize that things are moving so quickly that the International Monetary Fund needs to brace itself. China with a test that had 128 million people take part. The second group is the stable coins. Some of them live up to their name because they have assets to back them up. And they're very stable when they're backed by assets one-to-one. They look a bit like money market funds, but in this digital world, they are money market funds. Then we have a lower level of security. You should be ready for this to blow in your face more often if there isn't much support. This is what happened a few days ago. I want to be very clear that I do feel that for the people who lost money, because part of the reason they lost money is that they weren't well informed about this new world of investing. And now I want to talk about the third universe, crypto that doesn't really back up anything and wasn't made to back up anything. Building trust in a good way is what makes it valuable. It's a type of business. I sometimes get mean tweets when I say that Bitcoin may be called coin, but it's not money. This always makes people mad. Why? Since something has to be a stable source of value in order to be money. Right on. A safe way to keep money and pay for things, right? It's not a currency because it's not all of those things. It will be put in the investment class. You'll eventually realize that Bitcoin won't be as interesting anymore if it doesn't start being used in real life. If Lightning Network does that, they might start to solve some of their problems. You should really pay attention to this, though. Let's quickly move on to this. This is Raul Vani saying pretty much the same thing about global legal standards and how, one size does not fit all. I'm not going to play it, but here it is. You need to come up with a plan that will work for every country as they make CBCs and Slash or safe coins. It looks like RippleNet has changed its name to Ripple Payments. Now, if you remember, and you've been in this space for a long time, Ripple began with XVIA and XRapid, right? Everything was broken down into these little this does this and this does that things, right? XRapid used XRP for settlement, even though some of the other goods they sold didn't. After that, they joined together and went to RippleNet, right? Now, RippleNet has grown into just Ripple Payments. That's what we're chatting about. You can see that this is from November here. Just to remind you, this is another step in the evolution that Ripple is taking with their financial system goods and solutions. Watch this great video, which is a post from Chad Steinrober that he made here. In it, he explains what he thinks is the best way for XRP to get to 20K. And I have to say, I really like this. A big shout out goes to XRP Mikkel Markets, who converted this. I want to give him all the credit here. We also want to give them all the thanks for this. But we should thank Mikkel Markets and XRP Drops for leaving it here. Anyway, thanks for setting this up. He used AI to turn it into something we could listen to Chad's idea about how XRP gets to be so valuable. I also think this is a great way to explain it. I want to make sure I understand this correctly. It's important to me that it's at the right time. Just wait a second. I'll play that for you right now. But if you know about the